So I was browsing the internet the other day and I came across what could quite literally be called black magic in a can. Of course, I'm talking about additives. Now, some people hate additives and other people swear by them, but the one additive that I keep on seeing come up is called Seafoam. And Lucas, we're gonna put Lucas in it too. And Seafoam has made some pretty outrageous claims. So let's go find Cam and see what he thinks about this stuff. This is what we're gonna be putting in my car. So,
Seafoam spray.
Seafoam, yes, so there's two different types. Well, this is the normal Seafoam, and then you can have the spray one, which is for the top engine in the throttle body. What does yours claim to do?
Helps remove harmful deposits from critical engine areas, which would be all of the motor. I would think it's all critical.
It leaves the non-critical
Yeah,
bits there.
what would non-critical parts be?
Yeah, so the big thing about this is it's literally saying that it works on any engine, petrol, diesel, 2-stroke, 4-stroke, anything that can bust, chuck some Seafoam into it. Have a look at this one and see what this one's supposed to do. Now this is practically black magic in a bottle, supposedly.
For gas and diesel engines to help. Cleans injectors, clean carb jet, stabilises fuel, hesitations and rough idle, control moisture in fuels, quiet noisy lifters.
That's a big one.
Yeah, because normally that's a thicker oil or do your valve clearances, which is...
But you don't need that, you can just dump this can in there and it solves everything.
Yes, clean deposits, add lubricity to fuel, lube upper cylinders, de-ice and anti-gel.
So basically it's supposed to be a engine rebuild in a can. We'll clean out everything to get as close as possible to being nice, smooth and a happy engine. So, reading that, do you think it's going to do absolutely anything at all?
May cause drowsiness and dizziness. Probably not noticeable in the old diesel, but I would think the motor would notice it, but we won't. Seafoam, I feel like it's going to bubble up like a dishwasher or something.
Anyway,
foaming out the top.
Let's go start this seafoaming process. Let it foam up. Yeah. From the sea into sea foam. Why is it over up? Just clearing out shit. That's a new noise. Yeah, that's a fun noise. So we've added to the crankcase and now it's making a funny noise. So now, let's put it into the fuel. This to your fuel tank. Cheers. In you go. Extra 500 mils of fuel, which will get me a few Ks. So now we've added to the crankcase and the petrol tank. And all we gotta do is drive it for 100 Ks or something, and then we'll do a service and we'll see what comes out.
What's the dog doing?
It seems a lot happier to drive at a faster pace. It feels smoother.
It'd be the additive in the fuel making it combust better.
Jump!
Yeah,
That was loose.
it was loose.
Yeah, this sort of thing that we worked out did nothing. That was loose.
And now it's tight, there's no rattle.
Maybe. Yeah, there is no rattle. Also, does it smell like honey or is it just me?
Smells something sweet, that would be the stuff you put in the motor. Yeah, nothing. Yeah, that's what it would have been.
Interesting.
sounds so much better.
Yeah.
I'm actually pretty impressed.
Yeah.
I didn't think...
Because it's smooth. That's the only way that I can describe what that feels now.
The noises are gone. Sounds smooth. It's hard to tell performance-wise without putting it on a dyno.
Yeah. Let's just say that we've got
numbers though.
Yeah, we've got a few ponies back, I think we're just going to preemptively say. Sorry, no.
Even the, just the instant response just feels so much smoother, more responsive. I'm very impressed. I didn't think it would do much.
So it's been about 24 hours since we've put the Seafoam in and around about 100 Ks. So now it's time to do the top half and then we'll change the oil, put the Lucas in and we'll see what the end product is. Not for use in diesel system, there you go, that's better. And the only reason why they say don't use it is because it can cause runaway. But we're gonna do it anyway. So just as a reminder, this is where we're at currently. So now let's spray this in. Says about takes 5 minutes of idling, let it hot soak for 10 minutes and then we'll see what happens. Alright, so the oil has been dumped. Obviously kept the same wash on the sump plug, because who changes that anyway? Got the new oil filter installed, so now it's time to dump this. I'm gonna start with this, and then I'm gonna fill it up with the remainder of the Penrite oil that I've got. Now there is correct amounts that you're supposed to do with this. I think mine is around 1.5 bottles for this bit over 7 litre motor, but fuck that, let's just put 1 bottle in, because hey, you're most likely gonna be just getting 1 bottle and chucking it in your gob. How peculiar is that? It's like honey. It's somehow sticky, like it's sticking to my surface of the hand, but it's also lubricating it, so it's also letting it slide across. If you do have any experience with this, chuck a comment down below, because I want to see what the general consensus is of watching this video, whether you've had good or bad experience with it. But I suppose we'll find out what my experience is in a moment. Let me get this oil in. And that brings us to today. We have just got back from our epic camping trip. There's a video right there if you want to go watch it. And that was a bit over 550 Ks. So right now I'm at around 600 Ks. And that's running brand new oil with Lucas. So how good is it, you ask? So to Seafoam or to not Seafoam, I say Seafoam. Just from how the characteristics of the engine has changed, basically immediately after we put the Seafoam into the crankcase. That was the biggest point for me. Like, it just feels smoother. It's the only way to describe it. And that's what happened after like 10 Ks of driving it. The engine would idle a lot smoother, the engine would run a lot smoother. The power delivery was a lot smoother. I can't describe this better than the word smoother and happier. And even on cold starts, it's less miserable. Like, yes, it's miserable. Old 40-year-old glow plugs probably that take 20 seconds to glow, and then it might start, but it's better than before. But what about the other places where I've put the Seafoam? Now, for the fuel tank, I put one bottle in there and it had like probably around like 60 liters in there, and I don't think I diluted it properly. But from the happiness it gave the engine when I put the crankcase in, I dare say it did something good for down under too. So that I would say probably do. But for the top engine cleaner, that one's a little bit different, mainly because we used a bottle that says not for diesels, but the website lady said it was only because it can cause overrunning. And don't get me wrong, we did experience that. You start spraying it and it just starts going to town, and that was terrifying, which is why I had that piece of metal to cover the air intake just in case. But there's probably some other things about it too. And to be honest, I didn't really notice the difference at the time. So without listening to any of the audio yet, off the bat, what do I recommend? I recommend putting some into the crankcase because that was the biggest and immediate difference. So if you only want to spend a little bit, one bottle in there, you should notice a world of difference. And if you're feeling a little bit more spicy, another bottle full of fuel tank, because it surely did something. Like, I have no way to measure it. And then only if you like danger, or if yours is a petrol, get some top end cleaner, and after that, your engine should be happy as. So there we are. Do it at your own risk, but I suggest chuck some Seafoam into it.